Let's go, Ricky! Alright.
Woo! Okay.
Welcome to the Tuesday show. My name is Ultra David.
And I am James Chen. How's everybody going?
So Steven and Steve are both in Japan. Steve had planned to go to Japan, and so he did. And Steven, one night, Jam, just decided to go.
This is literally
the night before.
Yeah, Sunday night, he called me at like 10 p.m. and was like, hey, can you do ESL on Tuesday? Because he was going to buy himself a ticket to Japan at 10 the next morning, like 12 hours later.
12 hours later. So, shout-outs to him for being able to just up and go to Japan. That must be nice.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's working, but all right. In any case, have fun out there. In the meantime, it's just James and me, and we're going to talk about the Capcom Cup 2016. We're going to talk about Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. We'll talk about Street Fighter V Season 2 and Akuma.
Yeah, and then just a few small other things. I have like games, events, and community, but literally there's like nothing to talk about. Because obviously the big stories right now are Capcom Cup and such. So
our HTML is leaking. That's hilarious.
Our HTML is leaking?
Yeah, look at your Twitter.
Oh, nice. Okay.
That's actually really funny. What happened wrong here? Let me see.
Oops, wrong thing. What am I doing? Oh, that's what I did. Okay, there we go.
Yeah? Hey! Fantastic. Anyway, so the Capcom Cup 2016 was this past weekend. 32 of the best players in the world were there, and they had qualified from all over the world, from dozens of countries. And
it's not like we did the World Warriors of Capcom Cup where we had to have that intro spiel.
We didn't have a spiel
like 7,000 gazillion times.
Yeah, that I feel like I still remember, but...
yeah, I know, right?
No, it was quite an event. So, before we go through the results and everything, what are your thoughts? How did it go?
I mean... I was worried at first that having it take place at the esports arena wouldn't have felt quite the prestige of the previous events. Like it was at Warfield and then it was all at the PlayStation Experience venue the previous year. And I was afraid that the esports arena venue would feel like Friday Night Fights, right?
Just like a local, no big deal.
Yeah, and I mean, in a few ways it kind of did, but at the same time, it was probably a good thing they split it into 2 days and stuff like that, because we were literally there at like 8:30 in the morning to start streaming at 9 a.m. Until 11 p.m. So it was literally...
It was midnight. That was when it ended.
It was midnight, yeah. So it was 15 hours of streaming for us. I mean, obviously we took breaks and everything, but we had to be at the venue and
paying attention. So we could talk about what happened in the matches when we finally got on commentary.
Exactly.
So yeah, it was a good... 15 hours of being, like, there and, like, awake and, like, active,
Yeah.
Which definitely was draining, for sure.
And not even just for us, but for the players too. Like, Knuckledew said he played his first match at 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. and then played a second match at 4 p.m. So he had a 5-hour break between his matches. And that's not really for any reasons outside of the fact that they streamed them all and everything was 3 out of 5. So
right. Yeah, look, I mean...
3 out of 5 kind of backfired on the players.
So there are two things, right? There's two alternatives and you have to pick one. Do you want 2 out of 3 for shorter tournaments? Or do you want 3 out of 5 and you're going to be there forever?
Right.
Like, if you want 3 out of 5, that's how it has to be. It's going to be long.
The thing about it is, the 3 out of 5... affected so much.
I'm really glad, as exhausting as it was for us and for the players, and I'm sure even for people. Look, the audience, by the time that place closed, audience was mostly gone.
Yeah,
to be frank. And I get it. Like, I can't blame them. I mean, it was a lot of awesome action, but like, it's a long time. So I get it, and it was exhausting, but still, 3 out of 5 produced enough fantastic play, like enough really compelling sets that I can't complain about.
Well, here's the question.
I'm happy about how it went.
So some people are saying in the streams that like they would be fine if there were multiple streams. Are people okay with multiple streams for something like this? So that was what Capcom Cup did the previous year. There was multiple streams. And then this year they chose to put it on one stream. So are you okay with winners matches happening on one, losers matching on the other, and then you having to pick which one you want to see, right? So you're not.
I am against it, both as a viewer, because I don't want to have to make that choice, and also, and you never know like when something cool's gonna happen. Losers or winners, you have no idea. Could be
right.
But also from our side of view, I know last year when we were commentating whatever, and some other people were commentating loser side stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then we were supposed to get on commentary later on and discuss like what had happened. I don't know what happened.
Right.
I wasn't watching. I have no idea. I heard the results, but I don't know.
And then sometimes we're commentating the winners matches. We're like, blah, 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 blah. And then everyone just goes nuts on the side, and we're like, what's going on?
Yeah, I have no idea what happened.
Yeah.
So I don't like it from either side, to be frank.
Yeah. 3-day event. No, I was
You know, they could have run it down to the top 16 and then started the top 16 earlier on Saturday. I don't know that was probably, I guess, was not feasible considering PSX. But I'm just saying, like, the 3 out of 5 is not the problem, and it can be run reasonably in 2 days.
Right.
It just has to be, you know, the right.
Yeah,
scheduling.
I mean, some people are saying they enjoyed this year more than last year because they got to see every match. You know, but. Yeah, it's kind of a grind. It was a long sequence, but But I mean, look, the day one matches were super cool, and then by the time we got to top 8, I really did like the place. That venue was sick. Like the fact that the front seats were like bean bags or something like that.
So cool.
Like it just looked neat.
You know, those people got there 2-3 hours in advance.
Yeah.
They were there way in advance, just like hanging out. I hung out with some of them briefly. Right. They were there just chilling, waiting for the thing to start. They wanted to make sure that they got these good seats.
And they did.
They did.
These awesome seats, and then there was stands all on the sides and everything. The photos, I mean, really made it look compelling. So, I mean, it was really, really nice.
It looks great. Look, I'll agree with you that I thought that the esports arena was not the most compelling of locations. Nothing against them in particular. I think that they have a great thing going for some kinds of events.
Yeah.
But, you know, having been at... It's like, I feel like I'm like spoiled. Like we were at the Warfield, right? The super sick theater that was so pretty, beautiful, arranged well. And it's hard to go down after that, man. But whatever, it's not that big of a deal. Everything went well. I think the bigger issue is just that I thought it was unfortunate that it went so long that people left. But like I said, I mean, I get it.
Right.
I get why you would.
Yeah, I mean, look, everybody who came for Capcom Cup, who got to go to Wednesday night fights that week before, they were just like, I remember talking to Problem X, he was like, oh my god, Wednesday night fights is so cool, this venue is the best ever, like
it is really nice.
Yeah, it's like you can get practice at high levels and low levels, like the machines go there's nothing wrong with the venue, it just didn't feel like a Capcom Cup venue.
Yeah, you know? I think that's true. Somebody said, who's this? It's Dismay says, I'm too Hollywood now. Well, literally, that's true.
Yeah, that is
I'm literally Hollywood Ultra David now.
Because you moved into Hollywood.
I now live in Hollywood.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying that the audio was having problems. I know a lot of people said that. Yeah.
I mean, it was obvious. Like when they stalled for like 10 minutes at one point.
They were definitely, no reason. Yeah, they were definitely resetting audio or something.
I don't know what happened in particular, but like you could tell that there was something up. And they had hand mics rather than the things.
But people were even saying that the stream just sounded tinny and stuff like that. So I'm not sure.
Clearly not ideal, but the location was really cool.
Yeah.
I guess they mic'd up my part of the crowd.
No, because you were cheering really loud during some quiet parts where you were like, let's go, Ricky!
Look, it's fighting games, okay?
Yeah.
Don't kick me out like Riot did.
Yeah, no. I know, right?
I was kicked out of a League of Legends, like LCS Championship playoffs, whatever it was, game.
Yeah.
This is a few years ago already. Back when they were just in some little soundstage. It was much smaller back then. And I guess where we were seated, they had the mics there, and so as we were yelling, I was following League at the time, and I knew what was going on, so I was cheering. My friends and I were all cheering, and they didn't like that we were cheering as loud as we were, because we were being loud. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Like, of course we were, because it's a video game tournament.
One of them was ETR, right? One of them was
ETR,
Christian Kane.
Henry Choi Sauce was there,
and I remember
Sanchez was there.
Christian was telling the story that the guards like had to escort him out, like they kicked him out. And while they were escorting him out, people were all staring at him, right? And he
Also
literally
true.
looked at everybody and was like, I'm getting kicked out because I'm being too loud for video games. And like everyone like applauded. Like they were all like, you know, like this sucks that this is happening to you, you know?
Yeah, I mean, we're seated next to some people who thought it was cool that what we were doing, and they like got into it as well. But we found out later that the microphone was like hung very close to us, and that everybody could hear at home. Well, I'm sorry. Sometimes at sports events, guess what? And if you want us to be able to treat this like sports,
Dude, there was
like I can tell you this, I'm not gonna go to a Ducks game and be quiet. All right, I'm not gonna go to a Cal Bears game and not yell. Like, get out. Like, I'm just not going to do it.
So there was one Spurs game where there's, like, some lady that you could hear on TV the whole time going, woo! Yeah, go Spurs!
Good.
Yeah, exactly.
Good.
So.
That's how it is, man. And you know what? I feel like it's so absurd that anybody would get mad at anybody for cheering in fighting
being
games.
Too loud, yeah.
Like, I feel like I'm in Bizarro. It's, like, so weird to me. Anyway, but yeah, apparently I was cheering loudly for Ricky.
Yeah, but
Sure,
no,
I was.
I felt like overall the Capcom Cup was, you know, an awesome event. The results were super cool and very unexpected, and you know, it's so funny because every year, even when we were doing the brackets last week, we were like, none of our predictions are gonna be right. Never goes how you think it is, and boy, did that come true, right?
Oh, yeah?
So,
none of our predictions are right?
Look,
None of them,
just,
huh?
Look. You made such an easy, safe betting on Knuckle Dude.
Did I?
So,
did I really?
Yeah.
Did everybody do that?
Nobody else, including...
Did anybody else make that same call on this Ultra 10 show? Anybody do that? I don't think they did,
I just didn't want to be like Snake Eyes Part 2. That's all.
They did.
I just didn't want to do Snake Eyes Part 2.
I think I might have been the only one. In fact, I think somebody's choice might have gone 0-2.
Yeah, well, my second place was Knuckle Dude.
Oh, well, congratulations to you on your second place. Anyway, yeah, the results were pretty wild. It really, well, I guess we'll talk about the results and then maybe analyze it a little bit. Do you want to get into that?
Sure, yeah, let's just go over the results. Let's do this. So I'm just going to go from the bottom all the way to the top. If you see here, tied for 25th place, this list doesn't even make any sense. Razor Infiltration, Flipside Berlino, Denial Christitarian, Problem X Productions, Problem X, Tokido, Echo Fox Julio Fuentes, E.G. Justin Wong, and Ryan Hart.
Yep.
All these guys went 0-2.
Those are some of the greatest players of all time.
Yep. Going 1-2 were Mago, Horisako, Winter Fox Samurai. Do you know what GAM stands for? I forget. GAM DRA, EG Momochi, Zowie Gamerby, EG K-Brad, and Huamao TV Human Bomb. These guys went 1-2.
Dang, it's quite a list.
2-2 would be HyperX Daigo Umahara, MD Mr. Crimson, GameWits Eita, and Panda Global's F-Champ. And going 3-2 were Kwamba Doyu Xiaohai, Red Bull Luffy, 9th place was Razor Cien, as well as TP Link Phenom.
Mm-hmm.
So finally, here we are. This is top 8. This is what was played out on Saturday. 7th place went to Udil Yukadon and Cyclops Goichi. 5th place was Razor Fudo, as well as MOV. 4th place, Udil MJS Haitani. 3rd place, GGP Kazunoko. 2nd place, EG Ricky Ortiz. 1st place, from the United States, Liquid Knuckle Dew.
Oh, man.
Liquid Knuckle Dew.
Liquid Knuckle Dew. Yes. Gran Arena.
Oh, okay.
Membership? Yeah, Gran Arena membership.
Okay, cool.
DRA.
Nice. Okay. So Muddleway asks, how was the DLC distributed? As far as I can tell, they took all of that bonus and gave it to first place.
Yeah, that's how it seems.
Because Knuckle Dew's prize almost doubled.
Yeah, they said it was 230,000.
Yeah, which means 110 was added to that, and
right.
I don't think anybody else got anything extra. But don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
But $230,000.
Yeah, so that's great.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. That's very, very cool. I do wish that had been distributed better.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you could have easily taken $30,000 from that and just called it a straight $200K, and then distributed that in some reasonable way to the other 31
I
people.
think that at least the bottom 16 should have all got like $1,000. Right?
I don't know
that's,
why they
that's
wouldn't.
16,000 right there. You would have had another 14,000 left to distribute to I'm sorry, 8 through. Actually, all of it, right? Because did top 8 get paid or only top 3?
8 got paid. Yeah,
top 8 got paid. Yeah.
So 24 people didn't get paid.
Right. So you could have made sure everyone got paid just a little bit. I think that would have been.
I mean, not even just a little bit. Like you could have paid.
Right.
1,000 plus to all those people.
Right.
Whatever. In any case, I think that's something that they should really look at in the future, because it's like, I feel bad, for example, for Cien, who got 9th at both Evo and this, and he didn't get in the actual prize money for either.
For both of them, dude.
Because those are quite accomplishments.
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
exactly.
That's really impressive. So anyway, I hope that's something that they look at going forward. But yeah, so NuckleDu is the best. He did this in dominant fashion. Nobody really challenged him. Some of the best players on Earth just got just blown up.
Dude,
horribly.
The Shanghai match,
amazing, like unbelievable.
You go to YouTube, and also shout outs, by the way, to the people who put those matches up right away. I actually found out Kugi helps with that. He
for real?
does some of that stuff. Yeah, gets the matches up right away.
Good work.
When you put the matches on YouTube, you go to that NuckleDu Shanghai match, including the bits where we did commentary beforehand and afterwards. That video is like 6 minutes and 40 seconds long. That whole match with our commentary beforehand and afterwards was 6 minutes and like 48 seconds long.
We were talking with Du, and I thought this was very funny. He said that, so he also has a winning record against Infiltration as well as Shanghai. Why is that? Well, because they're two of his favorite players to watch. So he watches them play a lot, and then he just downloads them completely, apparently. Like, he was just like, yeah, I just know how he plays.
Yeah.
Like, that was his explanation of it.
Yeah,
I watch him a lot, I know how he plays.
Yeah.
Okay, man. That's all.
You go, NuckleDu.
I know, for real.
You do you, NuckleDu.
For real. Like, I feel like I have a good beat on his tendencies, too. His strategy, but, like, I'm sure he would destroy me.
Yeah, I mean, to know what someone's going to do and then execute off of that is not easy.
So, two different things. Understanding the grand strategy and understanding the little individual decisions, right? Do you Dragon Punch here or next time? Like, I wouldn't get that right. I feel confident in saying. This guy gets it 100% right. Cool.
Dude, the fact that he even went for that cheeky little Mika reset where you fake the drop kick and you just do the drop kick reset and command grab them.
Yeah.
But he did that and then baited the uppercut out of Shanghai.
Because last time when they played,
in Canada,
he did it and it hit, and he got the command grab afterward, and now he was like, yeah, that thing that happened like last month, you're going to remember this, and I know that because I watch you play, and I know that you remember these things from last month. I mean, anyway, it's just, he's so strong. He's so good.
Yeah, NuckleDu.
Like I said, nobody challenged him. He dominated everybody.
It's so weird, though, to actually be able to say the best Street Fighter V player in the world is from the United States.
Yeah, we've never really been able to say that. Like, we've been able to make an argument. Maybe an American is among the top 5, whatever. To say, like, pretty authoritatively that he's the best on Earth, I don't think we've ever been able to say that in a Street Fighter game. So, and very few fighting games at all. So, yeah, good job.
I mean, it's weird because
a
lot of times when you make that argument that this person's the best player, there's kind of debate. I don't even know if there is a debate right now.
I mean, he's won the last big 3 things he's went to, including this one, and he blew people up. It wasn't.
Right.
He never like did 3-0, worse 3-1, 3-0, 3-1.
He never did worse than 3-1. He never did worse than 3-1, and that's ridiculous.
I mean, he's like, nobody I feel has a credible argument that he's not the best right now.
Yeah, what was it? I forgot who he was playing against. Oh, that's right. It was like MOV, I think. He was telling me that he actually, because one of the questions that I asked him on the ESPN thing was just like, what the strategy was. Why did he pick Mika versus Ricky and stuff like that, right? And he was just like, it depends on the matchup. So we went up against MOV. He was like, I know MOV studied my Kyle. Oh, no, he studied my Mika. He's like, I know MOV studied my Mika because as soon as I picked Guile, he said he looked over at MOV and MOV had this look on his face like, what? You know, like kind of like, and he was like, yeah, got him.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Yeah. Soulzan 2000 says, "Do is the best, not America." Maybe.
Well, I mean, I didn't even say America's not the best. I didn't even say America was the best. I was like, the best player is in America.
I know.
Yeah.
Just saying. Grand finals.
Oh, it's true.
Grand
we had
finals.
Ricky Ortiz, who was playing out of her mind, by
Played
the way.
very well.
You know, on 2 weeks of practice. God, you imagine how good she would be if she practiced like the entire time. Like seriously, it would be crazy.
Yeah, I hope that
crazy.
happens for sure. Yeah, she played great. I haven't seen her play this one in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Japan got the other 6 spots. Look, Japan is ridiculous. Okay,
come on,
like we're not.
yeah.
This is not even a debate.
Yeah,
at this point, you know.
So-
But let's gloat for now
Yeah,
while
come
we
on, give me
can.
those,
Come
alright.
on, man. So.
Kazunoko, we didn't talk enough about beforehand. That was our bad. It was everybody's bad.
Yeah.
I didn't see anybody who picked him to win.
Dude, oh, by the way, I just want to say that when we were doing the analyst desk, right? One, I was surprised at how many people cheered when I said, "How's everybody going?" to the crowd.
Yeah.
Like when
That
I
was
said,
cool.
I was like, "I'm James Chen. How's everybody going?" And I heard the audience cheer. I was
Yep.
like, that is the sickest thing.
It's true.
And then I made the joke about Kazunoko beating up everybody, and I said they should rename it to CapCup. And then I heard the groans from the whole audience, and that was fantastic.
Yeah.
That was so great. I got to hear the loud groans, dude. It was so awesome, dude. Oh, it was so good. Oh man.
Yeah, that was very funny. So nice work to him.
Yeah, Kazunoko.
Again, I feel like we just didn't think about it
it's
enough.
just he wasn't
you know?
doing as well. Like when you think Cammy, you think Xiaohai, you think K-Brad, you even thought Punko. Like Kazunoko was just having this kind of iffy results, and really honestly, outside of a on fire Ricky, who got a lot of practice against Cammy via K-Brad, and Knuckle Dew, who was playing out of his mind. I mean, Kazunoko, he was the highest placing Japanese player, so he's still ridiculous. He's still.
Yeah,
I mean,
he was the highest placing non-American.
Yeah. Okay.
Haitani, this is another instance of Haitani being super great, extremely consistent, and not winning. And at some point, that's got to get grinding for him, I'm sure. It's got to be upsetting.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, or maybe he's already there, I don't know. I feel like you can't be... I don't know, I guess I would understand if you're upset because you haven't won. At the same time, you do top 8 finishes consistently enough that, like, hey, you're getting paid, everybody knows you're really good,
Right.
yada yada. So I don't know. But it is too bad that he has never really
Hasn't won
taken
like a
that big major.
Yeah. Fudo, MOV, both ridiculous. Yukadon getting top 8 as one of the last second placers, by the way. So, and this is we'll probably get into this a little bit later, but this is kind of a flaw in the system. Yukadon shouldn't have even gotten in as a last chance qualifier. He got 3rd place at Evo. Like, he should have just had enough points to qualify.
Yeah, we should talk about this
Yeah,
later.
but we'll talk about that later. So.
And then Goichi was in there as well at 7th place. So this top 8 had, I think, 4 people who were in top 8 at Evo. That is Fudo, MOV, Yukadon, and Goichi. They all finished in the bottom half of that top 8. That's weird, but yeah, I mean, so that's consistency for you, right?
Yeah.
And the other people in there are Haitani, like I said, extremely consistent. Knuckle Dew, who seems like he's been the best in the world over the past couple months. And then Ricky Ortiz, who's been one of the greatest for a long time, and Kazunoko, who won Capcom Cup last year. So, I feel like this speaks to one complaint about the game, which is that some people say that it's random. Some people say that the results are
not consistent,
not inconsistent, right?
Right.
That it's you never know what's gonna happen. I just feel like that is not true. I think instead, what might be true is that the people we thought were good at the game might not necessarily be the people who are good at the game. I mean, everybody thought Dew and Luffy and the Fudo, whatever. These people are good, but everybody was trumping like infiltration and whatever else. And he was extremely good. He was the best at the start when the game came out, but it just doesn't seem like he's there anymore.
Yeah, I mean, Fudin Kazan says it exactly right. Random, yet 4 Evo finalists were in top 8.
Like, I'm just saying, I mean,
Right.
4 Evo finalists, plus the guy who's been consistent all year, Haitani, plus Knuckle Dew, who's been the best probably in the world over the last couple months, plus 2 of the all-time greatest fighting game players in general, Ricky Ortiz and Kazunoko.
Yeah, and then
You know, I mean,
like, let's talk about Capcom Cup last year. Bonchan went 0-2.
Yeah.
Like, how can
Nemo went 0-2.
Yeah, how can you talk about that game being more consistent?
Everybody had those two players in their top 5 at the time.
Yeah,
In Japan.
They were ridiculous at that time, especially Bonchan, who had just been blowing everything up all year long.
Right.
Went 0-2, right? I mean, look, the thing about it is fighting games have the biggest, because fighting games is so much detailed of like a one-on-one. Like, you could just wake up on the wrong side of the bed and just have a bad...
Yeah, games are always, like, every game has the fact of some people don't perform as well as you would expect consistently, but some other people do. Mm-hmm. And you just have to kind of tailor your understandings of who's the best to that, to the reality, to the actual results.
Honestly, I would say Tokido was probably the biggest upset. Right?
Entirely, for sure.
Yeah, but he lost to DRA, who has great practice against Kaba's
right.
Ryu, right? Another great... Dominican Republic Ryu player, and then he lost to Eita, right? Wasn't it? It was Eita, right? So I mean, like, how can you really fault him for that?
Top 8 at Evo.
Yeah, Eita's amazing.
And it's same way with Infiltration, who lost to Human Bomb. I thought that was a tough matchup for him at the start, both character-wise and opponent human-wise. And Infiltration then lost to Mago, who is the fantastic player, one of the best in the world. Mm-hmm. So it's not that I feel like either of those is a really an upset. Mm-hmm. Just, you know, he happened to get matched up against these two fantastic players, and he himself hasn't really been up to the level of himself earlier in the year.
Right, right.
You know, I think those are better explanations than saying that the game is random.
Yeah, and plus the game is new. We were playing the game wrong at first, and we're figuring it out.
That's how it always is, right?
Yeah.
You go back and look at Street Fighter 4, Third Strike, literally whatever the game is.
Right.
Every single competitive game, not even just fighting games, every competitive game starts out one way and people figure out things, oh, actually this is not as good. Here's a way to solve this. Here's a new way to solve that, etc., and iterates on itself. Like, that's how it always is.
I was even having a conversation with Logan on Twitter.
Yeah.
He was talking about how Guile was super good in Super Street Fighter 4. And I was like, that wasn't real. I was like, basically, by the time, if we had kept playing that game, Guile would have probably dropped to mid-tier, because we would have figured out vortexes and safe jumps, and Guile was weak to that.
Right.
You know, and that's kind of how I feel, right? We have a long way to go. He seemed strong at first.
Sure.
And towards the end, I don't think he was... Yeah, exactly. And then when the game first came out, Dawson was top tier.
Yeah, we were bad.
So...
We were bad, but, you know, we all get better, we all learn more. Mm-hmm. And that's where this game is. It's currently, or it has been at least, in a spot where it didn't seem like anybody had jumped above the pack, right? Infiltration jumped up ahead of everybody else caught up, and it seemed like we're all battling to see who's the best. We don't know yet. Right. Now it might be Dew. Maybe Dew has jumped into that clearly number one situation. So that's how every game goes.
And what do you feel? I mean, a lot of people are saying that a lot of it is Mika, and Mika's a dumb character, etc., etc.
There are 3 successful Mikas on Earth, okay? Maybe there's 4, all right? Whatever, whichever one you want to do. But those 3 or 4 are 2 or 3 Evo champions, okay? Fudo, Luffy, Marn, if you want to include him.
Right, an Evo top 8 finisher.
And Evo top 8 finisher, and now Capcom Cup winner, Knuckle Dew.
Right.
Okay, so that's it. There's like nobody else at it who's relevant.
Yeah, and the way that...
And so at the highest level of play, I think that Mika's top tier.
Yeah.
If you're not at the highest level of play, I think she's a good character.
Yeah.
But, I mean, she is not top tier.
And plus another thing, too, is, I mean, Knuckle Dew made it look easy, right? I mean, he straight bodied people. Fudo got 5th place with Armika, and his matches did not look easy at all.
No.
He wasn't just, like, blowing people up left and right.
Yeah. Luffy got 9th.
Yeah.
Again, these are Evo winning people. Luffy got, 3rd at Capcom Cup 2 years ago?
Yeah.
You know?
So, I mean, very honestly, Knuckle Dew might make Mika look ridiculous, but, I mean, try it. Go online. If you think it's, like, 50-50 land.
The thing is that everybody views it as being part of... Like, you, when you're watching her, you feel like you're fast-forwarding to when she's in, right? And when you see that she's in... You think, wow, this character is ridiculous. And she is super good when she's in. But you kind of like forget about what the process is of getting there. And not everybody, in fact, very few people can get in. consistently.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's about.
Yep.
Can you get in consistently? Because her neutral game is not easy. Most people can't do that. But clearly, at the highest level, Mika's very, very good.
Yeah, of course. And that's always going to be the situation. People are always, at the highest level, characters will always seem broken.
Like, I called Mika to win this tournament. Right, there was a poll. The only reason I did that was because there were 3 players who I thought were, like, 3 of the, like, top half dozen in the world who use her. And the other alternative was Chun-Li because there were, like, 6 people who used Chun-Li, right? Like, that's... It's just a numbers game.
I mean, so Z Chronic says, like, people are using the excuse that Mika was broken, so that's why she's getting nerfed, trying to completely disregard how good Do is making her look amazing. It's mostly Do that's making her look that good. You know, I don't think anybody else could use Mika and blow up Xiaohai like that.
Oh, that was Do 100%.
Yeah,
he could have been playing any character.
Right. Yeah. I don't know what's going on in that situation. I don't know what's going on in Xiaohai's head.
I don't know.
But when he sees Knuckle Do, it's just
he wasn't even moving. That's the thing that got me the most. He was not even moving. It's like he was just waiting for Knuckle Dude to come in and blow him up. It was so weird.
Oh, man. So Jellyby asked, why do we think Infiltration didn't use his other characters? He didn't get a chance to.
Right.
Nash was the best pick for him in both of those situations.
That's what I think too.
And then he just died. And then that was it. I'm sure if the tournament went longer and he went up against Momochi, we would have saw Balrog. You know, we would have saw Alex or Rashid or something like that.
Right.
But he just never had the chance.
Among his cast of characters, yeah, I think that Nash was probably the best. So.
Yeah.
You know, Xiaohai played well until he fought Du, and then he took a dump. Luffy did a lot of really good things. Xian, 9th place as Fang. I mean, come on.
Dude, that guy's ridiculous too, yeah. See, and in fact, NuckleDu said that his toughest matchup was against Xian. He said that even though it was 3-1, he said he had to work the hardest against him in a matchup that he feels like he wins. So he was just like, you're ridiculous, Xian, you know, the fact that, you know.
He is.
Yeah.
Nice by Phenom and Luffy, both Europeans just outside of top 8. Daigo did alright. I really enjoyed Crimson's Dalsum. That was a blast to see.
Yeah.
What do you think about Eita beating Momochi?
Surprised.
Yeah.
Because I know we had talked up so much about how Ken's strategy has changed from crazy Ken to, you know, measured Ken. And so Eita versus Momochi is like the epitome of that. And Eita came out victorious, so it's like, well.
You know, I spoke with Ryan Hart about this, Eita versus Momochi. And he was not surprised that Eita beat Momochi.
Okay.
And it's because he felt like Momochi, his style is very tough to do on a big stage and in a big moment. It's just like, it requires so much concentration. And he doesn't use such strong tools of Ken's that Eita does, that he like needs to be like completely focused, 100% in there. And if he's not by a little bit, then it's not going to work out. He thinks that Eita's style is a better style for a big tournament play. I thought that was an interesting point.
If someone asks, how was Daigo versus Sako? That was a super good match. And Sako lost it on an execution error. He did crouching medium kick into EX legs, and it came out as regular legs, and he got swept. And you saw the look on Daigo's face, like, what happened?
That was the case against, I believe, Haitani also for Sako. I think he lost both matches on execution errors. Very unusual for him.
Yeah, well.
So F-Champ did pretty well, but like ultimately he lost to 2 Nakalis. What are you gonna do? Don't put yourself in that situation.
Yeah,
don't put yourself in that character situation.
Dude, after he lost the first match though, and then he went down 0-2 to Justin, then he turned it on and he was ridiculous. He beat K-Brad 3-0.
That was really strong, and he was up 2-0 against Phenom and lost. But,
yeah, exactly. So
I enjoyed watching Mago versus Infil. That was cool. Yeah, Sako, the way he lost was just unfortunate. Very unlike him. XSK Samurai showed some good stuff. DRA beating Tokido was awesome. I loved his interview where he talked about what he would have done with the money had he won it, and he would have helped out esports and fighting games in the Dominican Republic.
Both him and Momochi got the biggest cheers.
I thought that was really, really cool.
Because Momochi said the same thing, is that he wants to build up. But the second part of his answer was the best. Yeah. I wouldn't want to do anything personal with the money. I wouldn't know what to do with it. Choco might have some ideas.
Yeah,
though.
that's a lot of fun. Yeah, anyway, he was 17th. Gamer B was right there.
Yeah.
I know you had him going deeper.
Mm-hmm.
K-Brad beat Daigo from
Yes.
0-2 down, and he came all the way back. That was cool. Human Bomb beating Infiltration. Like I said, I didn't think that was a big surprise, but nice work to him. Anyway, Infiltration 0-2, we mentioned that. Brolinho, kind of a tough draw on some things. Tatarian, I don't think he did how well he wanted. You know, part of that was he had heard that he had to play against Momochi. And then somebody else dropped out and the brackets changed.
Right.
So he was all ready to play against Momochi. Who knows if he would have won? Obviously, I'm not saying he would have, but that's what he was preparing for.
Right.
And then he had to prepare for Xian's Fang.
Right.
And who are you going to play in SoCal for that? Like,
who are you going to play anywhere, right?
Anywhere. Like
if you're gonna play
somebody,
is the closest thing, right?
Right.
You're going to get
But that's, 6 hours of plane flight away, and the internet and all that stuff not that great. So he just didn't seem like he knew entirely what was going on. Problem X, I felt like that was a potential problem for Xiaohai, but Xiaohai took it. Tokido, surprise. But there you go. Not everybody can perform on the top of their game every day. Julio and the tendonitis. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
You could see him play. He missed a lot of things that he usually does.
We didn't mention. I didn't know about this ahead of time.
Yeah.
So but yeah, I mean, I had heard stuff about it, but he's been having hand problems, so that definitely did affect him.
That really sucks. Justin Wong, unfortunately, 3rd year in a row going 0-2.
Yeah. I mean, he's just got to dedicate more effort into this. Like,
really
I know,
that's what it is.
At King of the Hill today, Nasser was saying that Justin was, playing a lot of Pokemon beforehand. I know at EVO, he was playing Pokemon Go with Marn at the hotel, so.
Yep. He, Nasser was saying that if Justin isn't streaming, then he's not playing.
Yeah.
And if Nasser doesn't go over to hang out with him, he's probably not streaming. So, I really feel like that's a big part of it. So, Reinhardt, you know what? A couple years ago at Capcom Cup, he did really well.
He injured his hand in his sleep a few days before Capcom Cup.
Oh, for real?
Oh, I don't know.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Reinhardt, he clearly can do... Oh, the thing with Reinhardt, he was in the Maldives
On his honeymoon.
3 weeks. Yeah, for 3 weeks before Capcom Cup on his honeymoon. So
yeah. He didn't know he was going to go. He got it at last second, right? Like, what, he was just like, whatever, I got married, I'm going to have fun with my new bride in the Maldives and relax.
And wasn't even playing.
And then you're in Capcom Cup. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought that was unfortunate.
I mean, that's why, last week, I was like, I just don't expect him to do well because, dude, my brain would have been in honeymoon vacation, wedding mode too, so.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But it was a great event. Lots of really, really awesome action, and I mean, I love the kind of cap. I love the story arcs of the year. I really do. I love that Haitani kind of went from best kind of down back to best. I love especially obviously the story that NuckleDu had with his personal issues this year, and literally a dog away from having a very, very different ending to this year for NuckleDu. Yeah. And Ricky Ortiz, who's unfortunately again second place, and she's gotten second place so many times at Evo. I think she might have the most second places without a win for Evo.
Did she win Marvel or she got second place?
No, she got second place in Marvel against Justin. She got second place in Street Fighter 4 to Daigo. She got second place in CVS 2 to Kindebu and Boss, I think it was, or it might have even been Kindebu twice. She has so many second places, and now she has a second place here at Capcom Cup. So, even afterwards, I was, trying to congratulate her and tell her how great of a job she did, but you can tell she was disappointed, because how many second places are you going to end up with? So. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe people don't know the Dew story. We covered it at the time.
Yeah. There was one, just to go into a little details about it.
Yeah.
There was one night where he literally had a tweet where it was said something like goodbye everybody.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah.
And that was it. And everybody freaked out about it. And I remember the whole night everyone was trying to find him or get a hold of him. Finally, Team Liquid actually got a hold of him. They flew him out. They took care of him and everything like that. And NuckleDu had said that he had planned to take his own life and was literally sitting on the bed with a gun in his hand, and like his dog came up and started licking his hand and his face, and he was like, okay, because he was like, I want to take care of the dog. So and so that happened like earlier this year, and to have it go from that to where we are now is such a big thing. And it's actually honestly really sad. So I watched the ESPN broadcast, and without going into too much details, I actually said, in the interview afterwards, I was like, with the year that you've gone through and everything like that, how is this as a capper? And he talked about it, like going from thinking he can't accomplish anything to being able to do this. And they cut that question out. I'm so sad. I'm salty about that.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, that's a big part of who he is, and it's good. I have depression issues myself as well, and so it's
same
like,
here.
Yeah, I know a lot of people do. So it's good to see somebody dealing with it well enough and overcoming it to some degree, battling it well, and that's an inspiration to me that he does that. I think that's really cool.
And I think that
I don't know. I mean, I don't know why. For me personally, I don't have a reason. It's not like I feel bad because something happened. It's just
that's never how it is. That's never how.
Some people have situational depression. But, I don't know what the deal was for him, and I'm not going to speculate as to what it was either.
And to be fair, like I asked Du beforehand, before the interview started, before we even got into the room, I was like, "Can I ask you about your personal issues and stuff like that?" He was like, "Yeah, go ahead." And I just think that that's such a good, important story and a good story for people to hear. So I'm kind of sad that it didn't happen, but yeah.
All right. Well. Anything else to say on the tournament itself, on the how it went in general?
Actually, the only thing that I would like to know from the viewers who did get to see it and everything like that, how did they enjoy the pre-show on Friday?
That'd be nice.
How did they enjoy the analyst desk? You can tweet us at UltraChen. Let us know.
At UltraChen TV.
Yeah, UltraChen TV. Let us know what you thought of the pre-show. On Friday, the little bit pre-show on Saturday, and the analyst desk got the halftime spot. Let us know what you guys thought of that. I actually had a lot of fun doing that. I thought it was really cool.
Me too, for sure.
And definitely helped bring a lot of fun atmosphere to it. So I was excited.
It was fun for me.
So, yeah.
Especially the second one where I was hopped up on beer. I had been doing beer for a while.
Nice. Okay. All right.
So you want to take a break, and then we'll talk about Akuma Season 2, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Yeah. Let's do it. All right. Be right back, guys.
We're gonna do it.
You know what? Ryan Hart made that pun.
You know what? You know who makes that pun all the time is Knuckle Do. I talk with that guy online sometimes, and in emails and in Twitter DMs, he writes "do" a lot.
Yeah.
Instead of "do," he writes "du" a lot. Like it's to the point where it's like, come on, guy. How long have you been making this joke?
Let him embrace it.
I'm just saying, like, how long has he been making the joke? You know what I mean? Anyway, all right, we'll be back in a bit.
Okay.
I guess.
MvC, I think we should just call it MvC, like iPod or something, like iPad or
Marvel Eye.
I
would just call this game's Marvel, whatever number.
Yeah, it's just gonna be Marvel. It's Marvel 4.
So. Yeah, it's the new Marvel. People thought it was crazy when Marvel 3 came out, and for a while there were a lot of people who were diehards. If you said, I'm going to play Marvel, you went Marvel 2, not this Marvel 3 nonsense, not Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Marvel is Marvel 2. Well, guess what? Guess what's going to happen?
It's going to be confusing.
Guess what's going to happen?
Yeah, it's going to be the same thing,
let's play Marvel, and they mean...
Marvel 4,
Marvel Infinite.
And then all the Marvel 3 fans are going to be like,
that's not real Marvel!
That's blasphemy,
Let's play Marvel!
Yeah,
and the Marvel 2 heads are like, well, in the old folks' home.
Yeah.
All right.
What did you think? What did
I think? Yeah. So
okay. Well, I mean,
broad overview first.
Yeah. Obviously. So they announced Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. It is going to be a 2v2 game, no assists. Yeah. However, you're going to be able to pick gems. So they're going to be kind of like grooves. Like they kind of said, like it's going to be kind of like an assist or grooves. Olaf Redland, I had a long conversation with that, and he said that basically he feels like it's going to be more like the Arcana Heart system, where you're picking Arcanas, and he actually had a pretty interesting idea.
That's how it sounds.
That like let's say Ryu, if you pick Power Gem, he's like Ryu. If you pick this version, he plays more like Ken. If he picks this version, like what if the gems actually modified all the characters so it's like variations in Mortal Kombat? I really doubt that's what they're gonna do, but that would be a sick idea. but it is going to be 2v2. You can change characters in the middle of combos. They don't know how they're going to limit that or what the limit is. They don't know how a lot of things are going to work.
Right.
But they initially announced 4 characters, which was Ryu and Mega Man X. Finally, everyone's happy that Mega Man's there. And then, of course, was Captain Marvel and Iron Man. Mm-hmm. Or Miss Marvel, I should say, right? So,
Captain Marvel, right?
It's Captain Marvel, yeah. And then later on they added Captain America and Morrigan. And some people were saying that Mega Man X is very crucial to the plot, so a lot of people are suspecting that character at the end of the first trailer was like Sigma mixed with somebody else. I forgot, like.
What I heard was that people thought it was Ultron with the Sigma virus.
Yeah.
Obviously, completely conjecture, but yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Does it matter that it's Mega Man X? Do you care about that?
Look, I like the original Mega Man more, but the thing is, Mega Man X hasn't been in a fighting game yet, right? It's been every other version of Mega Man.
Really?
Except Mega Man X. Yeah.
What was in Marvel 2?
Mega Man.
They're...
Regular Mega Man.
Oh.
Not Mega Man X.
Oh. Alright.
Do you even know the difference?
Yeah, I mean, I do.
Mega Man.
I didn't think anybody cared about that, I guess, but...
The Mega Man from Mega Man Legends was in Tatsunoko. And so they never had Mega Man X in there. And it's really, really cool that, they gave him the power-up where he gets all of his stuff. So when he goes into power-up mode, I wonder if he's going to get, like, the air dash and, like, all sorts of cool things.
Didn't he already have an air dash?
No, he doesn't have an air dash until you get the boots.
No, I'm sorry, I meant in the game.
Oh, no, he's never had an air dash.
Yeah, I know, but I guess I thought that they had showed that in this
show. I see.
Maybe I mistook it. I don't know. I might just be remembering incorrectly.
Yeah. I mean, Zero's already in the last game. I mean, yeah, he has a Mega Man X costume.
Mega Man.exe.
Yeah.
These are relevant distinctions.
Yeah.
Lore.
Oh, he had an air dash before power up, according to TubeAware. So, okay. But yeah, I mean, I think it's really cool to have Mega Man X, and he is the Mega Man for grown-ups, as they joke about it and stuff like that. So.
I clearly don't know enough about Mega Man lore. I knew the super basics.
Well, it's because the original Mega Man, was more kiddie version, but then when it got to Mega Man X, it was more grown up. It was like apocalyptic area, and like Sigma was more threatening and not as cartoony as Dr. Wily and stuff like that. So, you know what? Like I said, I've always been a classic Mega Man fan, right? Mega Man X, I can't even say I beat all of them. So I think I played 1, 2, 4, and part of 5, and I skipped 3 because 3 was super hard to find. Although as soon as I got my job, the first thing I did was buy Mega Man X3 off of eBay. So I actually have all of the Mega Man games like on the original platform from like the old consoles and stuff like that.
I have watched so many hours lately of Warcraft 3 lore. I watched like an hour 2 days ago on like the history of like one goblin character. So it's not the case that I'm anti-lore in general. I just think that some games and some universes and some stories are stupid.
So you don't know anything about the Reploids or anything like that?
I don't know too much about that.
Because, like, I'm pretty sure Zero is Proto Man, right? There was one thing where Dr. Wily appears in Zero's dream is like, because Proto Man is also the robot number 000, right? So it makes sense that he's the one that eventually got turned into Zero. And, I'm sure this, like, all interests you, and you know all about this already.
I already don't remember.
Yeah. But no, the game looks interesting.
Anyway, we're talking about Marvel. We're gonna edit all that out.
We are so not editing out of that.
Yeah,
but like, look, I mean, the thing that was interesting to me though is that no assists. That's the biggest thing for me.
That's clearly the biggest change.
Right, because I mean, look, I know obviously I don't like cross-Tekken as much as you do, but like I think that even you would admit like the team synergy in Street Fighter Cross Tekken only goes to a certain extent.
It's for sure less than in Marvel 3,
right,
Marvel
exactly.
2, etc.
And it's largely because you're not using a character to cover the other characters' holes. It's really just you pick two characters you like, figure out how to make them combos work with each other.
For sure, and even the way that their combos work together is less important than in Marvel 2 and 3.
Right, exactly.
Like it's less important. So it matters, but it's like
I'm wondering how that's going to affect Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite without the assist, because it's not going to be like, hey, I'm this character who has trouble getting in, so I'm going to have Ice Beam behind me,
right.
or
But what they did say is that, they're intending these gems to be some kind of alternative to that. So they specifically said if you're playing the slow brawler type, you can choose the time gem, and it'll slow things down. Your character becomes faster, with respect to the other character, and you can get in or whatever. So rather than calling a beam assist, you can slow down time. So similar end goals, but very different ways of doing it.
Yeah, I just wonder how often you're going to be able to use those gems, because it looked like when you used them, you got really powerful.
Right.
Like, for example, Ryu just said, crush power gem, and all of a sudden he was just like, boom, 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 like ground bounce, wall bounce combos everywhere.
Right.
Who knows how often you're going to be able to use that.
Yeah. So it is cross-Tekken-y. It's like TVC-y to an extent, but I don't know. To me, it looks like it could play interestingly, like it could be a fun game. I don't know if I feel about it the same way I felt about Marvel 3 when it was released, which was like, clearly, it's a Marvel game. Hopefully it'll be good. Nobody knew at the time. Clearly, though, it's a Marvel game, right? You could obviously look at it and it's like, 3 characters, assists, yada yada. DHCs, everything is like that. But this is a very different style, so I almost wish that they had created some new IP, or if they had like partnered with like some other company, I don't know, and like not called it Marvel, just because I just like the Marvel gameplay,
right?
But
exactly.
in any case, this is what they're doing, so hopefully it turns out well.
Yep. So we'll see. I mean, we're not talking about the gems. The gems are what make it like cross tech, and like those I'm not even equating with each other.
Yeah, no. Cross tech and gems and Infinity Gems in Marvel 3 in Marvel Infinite are very different. Those are not the similarities.
Yeah, the similarity is just the tagging in the combos.
Yeah,
and
just the
stuff
tagging.
Like that. Yeah. So.
And like, how often can you do that? I don't know. They said it's freeform.
Right.
But does that mean that you have to spend meter to do it? Which you did in Cross Tekken.
Because if it's freeform, then what's the limit on infinite?
Right.
Like, why can't I
like
do dash blah blah blah, change dash blah blah blah, change dash blah blah blah, over and over and over again.
Right.
So, yeah, there just has to be some sort of limit to that. And
wait, are we calling them Infinity Gems?
Infinity Stones.
Why are we calling them gems?
Because that's what they were called in Marvel Superheroes. When you use them, it was Power Gem, Reality Gem, etc. etc. Right. So. Although the funniest thing is that when Ryu uses the Power Gem, he calls it Power Stone, which is funny because there's
a video game called Power Stone.
By Capcom.
By Capcom.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Indeed. Can we assume it's going to be a 6-button game?
I think they said that what it's going to be. So my assumption is going to be like punch, like A, B, C, launch, and then maybe like tag, and then like gem button or something like that. Button, right? Yeah. That's kind of my assumption.
Yeah. I don't know. There's obviously lots of questions. The game was only announced and they only showed like 30 seconds of gameplay footage, if that. So, and a lot of that was even like supers. So actual gameplay itself, we don't know too much about that yet.
Yeah, and there's a lot of speculation going on at this. Yeah. I've always said that like I'm not super interested in speculation stuff, and like I remember we were talking to Hans and we were like, hey, let us come play season 2 of Street Fighter, and he was like, yeah, you don't fool me. You want to come and play Marvel. And I was actually like, I actually don't. Yeah. Because it's going to end up so different with whatever I'm playing. So.
I remember when Street Fighter 5 was going around before it came out, you didn't really play it much. When Ultra Betas were coming out, you didn't really play that much.
Yeah. Like, I hate discovering things that go away. That makes me sad. Like, that kind of thing makes me sad.
On the other hand, when I found some things that I thought were pretty stupid, I definitely alerted.
Yeah.
Alerted people.
Oh, man.
Well, yeah. I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to finding out new things. 2017.
That's crazy to me.
No,
I mean, even last week, I said, like, I didn't believe it was coming out because Disney only recently just said, you know what, okay, no more. We're not farming our games out anymore.
I guess they had already partnered. I mean, they must have.
Or they just did it really fast. Because, I mean, I did note that a lot of the animations were reused, like Iron Man's Iron Avenger is exactly the same. Yeah. So I was like, oh, I'm sure they'll change that because level 3 supers always have to be crazy. But maybe they're not going to change it. Maybe they're going to leave it in there because they're trying to get this game out as quickly as possible.
I really hope that's not the case. Let's talk about what Street Fighter 5 did wrong and what Marvel Infinite can learn from that, because among them, many things, but among them is don't rush your game.
Yeah.
All right? Like, let it come out, have the story mode when it's released. Because they even said, we're gonna have story. We're gonna have arcade mode. We're gonna have missions. Okay.
But
they have to be there on release.
Yeah, but someone even pointed out to me that MvC 3 was announced that it was going to have some really in-depth story mode, and the game came out with none of it. And so, like,
Did it ever get story mode?
No, it never got a story mode. I totally forgot that was even a thing that was supposed to be announced for it, but someone showed me, like, this article that was talking about it, and I was like, huh. So hopefully...
Yeah, I mean, I'm always skeptical when I hear fighting game developers talking about story modes.
Right.
Because I find most of them garbage, but it would be really super nice if, considering how popular the MCU is, Marvel Cinematic Universe is super popular, so if I know one of the rumors, I don't think this is confirmed yet, but one of the rumors is that the voice actors will be the actors themselves. I hope that that's true. I hope that means that they will give them good lines. That it's not, as you talk about lore, I've never played Street Fighter V story mode.
Hey guys, let's go! What's going on? Hey!
Apparently that's Laura. So like and didn't you tell me that the voice actor said that she didn't want to do it like that?
It was like Sajam, I think mentioned that, or Sajam or something like that.
But she didn't want to make it like that, but that's what they demanded. So like if it's like Scarlett Johansson
doing Black Widow,
I feel like she could have like enough clout that she's not gonna say some stupid ass line. Right. So I just really hope that that's true.
Dude, I like Captain America showed up in there, right? But I really, really hope they come out with the Chris Evans skin.
Yeah, that's
so
what
that like you're fighting as Chris Evans and like in that movie costume and everything like that, and then it's actually Chris Evans talking. That'd be so sick. Oh my god. Like, cause like then Thor would actually have the beard and everything.
It would be like Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, And then get that Spider-Man guy to do Spider-Man.
It would be baby teenager Spider-Man.
It would be so sick.
That would be awesome.
Sick. Yeah.
Again, obviously we have no reason to expect these things.
Well, these are all in the rumors before the game was announced, right? And so the fact that some of the rumors are right that the game even existed at all,
that's true.
So I guess I'll have to just believe that for now. So
yeah, like I mean, there's just a ton of interesting characters that could be in there. You got to think that it's going to be like the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I just want Black Panther, dude. Oh.
I mean, you gotta think he's gonna be in there, right? Like, there's gonna be a movie coming out. Isn't it next year anyway that one's coming out? So like, that would make sense.
Yeah. And that it's either gonna be Star-Lord or someone else from Guardians of the Galaxy has got to get in there.
A lot of people are saying Groot.
Yeah.
That would be awesome because you can do whatever you want to with him.
He's super
He's
popular.
such a malleable character. You can make him into anything.
Ant-Man.
Yeah, Ant-Man.
Dude, I think it would be really... I did not make this up. Someone actually suggested this, but like they should make... They said they want to make Ant-Man fight, and then he grows big and he fights like the giants from TVC.
That would be awesome. Why not?
Like one of his supers is he just turns into fighting giants for a short period of time and then he shrinks back, I think that would be sick.
That'd be awesome.
Dude, Luke Cage? But dude, how would you beat that guy? Like seriously, that guy is...
story,
Yeah, I know. It doesn't matter.
Phoenix has destroyed whole planets. No chance have you got what it says. So you got to think that it's going to be those kinds of characters and not like characters that are not currently appearing on all those movies or not planned.
And of course, Marvel's not making the Fox. The Fox is making the X-Men movies. Yeah. But I've heard counter stuff. Like I thought that they were trying to shut down X-Men so that they don't make money, so that they get the movie rights back or whatever.
Marvel was trying to. So here's what I've heard is that Marvel can get the rights back from Fox to the X-Men if Fox doesn't make movies.
Right.
Fox will stop making movies if that property is worthless.
Right.
So Marvel has tried to make the X-Men less valuable in order to regain them again.
But someone actually said that that like last 6 months or something, they came out with a new X-Men series. So it looks like that they are giving up on that, or maybe secretly they have something in the works with Fox like they're doing with Spider-Man and Sony. So who knows what's going on. So
yeah, but I think there's a lot of very interesting potential for Marvel characters, even if it is just the current MCU. There's a lot of really interesting stuff that they could do in there. As far as the Capcom side goes, anybody that you're interested in?
Look, I don't know if they have the rights to him. It'll probably be like trying to get the rights to Strider, right? But even in Marvel 3, I wanted Lin Kurosawa from the Alien vs. Predator game. oh, T-Top! You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I know
what
what you're
I
talking
really
about.
want. Yeah. She's one of the characters I've always really, really wanted.
Mr. Vet quotes this line from an article that I also read, which says that while Marvel wants to take a forward-thinking stance with the characters they include in the game, he wants to make sure fans of all Marvel properties, including X-Men, are happy. That heritage is not lost, he told me, he being like somebody involved with the game. I forget who exactly.
I mean...
Not the straight answer I was looking for, but it left me hopeful about my chances of Berserker barraging people as Wolverine next year. Hard to know what that heritage is not lost.
Dude, like, they could cheat. They could throw in Scarlet Witch as their X-Men.
They could also throw in, like what if Black Panther plays like Wolverine?
Right, they could just make him basically
maybe that's the heritage.
Berserker Barrage and
You know.
Tornado Claw, but call it something else, and it's essentially the same move.
Yeah. Bill Roseman, creative director at Marvel. So yeah, we don't know. There's a lot of interesting characters for Capcom.
Mm-hmm.
You know which one I want.
I know which one you want, and look, Lin Kurosawa was such
12 would be super cool. He would have fit in perfectly in every Marvel game.
He's a blob. He has
He
nothing
flies.
interesting.
He has air dashes. He has air mobility. He has projectiles that rise up from the ground from near full screen. Like, he is so built to be a Marvel character. He is.
He's a blob.
And then here, this was our speculation earlier. And I don't think that the Fantastic Four are going to be in there either, but what if Mr. Fantastic is in there and he basically plays like 12, because why not? So what if my team could be 12 and Mr. Fantastic and I'm just like flying around being a blob?
So your team would be the Fantastic 12.
Yes. Just saying, 12 would fit perfectly. I don't really want Q, as I've always said. Rest in peace, in your grave. Mm-hmm. You had a good life. It was a tough life. It was a tough life, believe me. But you're at rest now.
Oh man.
No, I just don't think it would fit. And other than that, it doesn't really matter to me, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rashid would make sense, right? Like, that seems like a Marvel
Yeah,
kind of
but
character.
yeah, I don't know. Like Viper made sense because she had a power suit. You know what I mean? Like, so I could see that, but like, I mean, I guess Chun-Li already doesn't make much sense, but whatever. Chun-Li's too iconic at this point.
Yeah, she's in there, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, well, anything else to talk about with Marvel Infinite?
I think here. No, nothing.
Just
that
please
I can
learn
think of.
lessons from Street Fighter V.
Yeah, pretty
You
much.
know, don't only cater to hardcore fans. Let player 2 decide if they want a rematch. Have a story mode that's not awful.
You know, I really think that they
You know,
should
it's a lot of things to be done.
hire someone who can come up with a lot of good one-player ideas.
What if there was
who
somebody
actually has suggested one-player ideas in the past?
and also that person has experience in fighting games,
Right?
playing fighting games,
Mm-hmm.
writing about fighting games, breaking down fighting games.
Systems,
System.
especially Marvel
For like 20
facts.
years.
Yeah, exactly. Like X-Men versus Street Fighter facts. And
What
stuff
if
like
there was
that.
somebody like
That would
that?
be really cool. I think
Who
that'd
could that
be
be?
really awesome.
Who could that
Yeah,
be?
exactly.
Let me tell you how many perks we get when it comes to Capcom games. Squadoosh. Big ol' zero. Big ol' fat squadoosh. Maybe someday, but not yet.
One day, maybe. We'll see.
Mike's-
Dude, even if it was Viscant, I would 100% be down with that.
That would make a lot of sense.
I would 100% be down
He would be a good choice. There's a lot of people who would be good choices.
Yeah.
And hopefully they are getting some of those.
Yeah, and yeah, it is being developed internally, so that's why I feel like I can actually try to like slide into that FG.
Work on it. Now you know what, work on this.
Yeah, I have
see
to
me
think- I have to
see me
think-
tomorrow.
I have to think about that
You
one.
gotta
a
turn
little
in that
bit
one
more.
tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Professor's gonna give
okay.
me another day.
Well, do you want to take a break and then talk about some Street Fighter Season 2?
Sure.
Okay, we'll be right back, guys. Awful.
So Street Fighter V Season 2 is coming out pretty soon. December 20th is when Akuma drops, and presumably when all of Season 2 drops, including the patches that will be made to the characters. They announced Akuma, they announced 5 new characters as well. Not sure if there are 5 new characters to the Street Fighter universe, or if there are new characters to the Street Fighter V universe.
Right.
Those being significantly different things. But we do know that Akuma's coming out.
Yes. And
I didn't get a chance to play him because we were very busy, but I did watch a lot of him, and I did talk with people who used him a lot.
Okay.
And it was interesting to talk with them about him. Lots of interesting ideas. In that character. Like a lot of complicated stuff. Like I was talking with the Capcom guy about this. So he has a fireball, but it dissipates like Chun-Li's, right?
Except for the red fireball, right?
But he has a red fireball too, and the fireball that dissipates, if he hits you closer up, it knocks down.
Huh.
But if you, like, just a little bit further away, it will not. So he said that there are some combos that will, like, end up with you being in exactly the right spot to not have them knocked down yet, and then you can V-trigger cancel, and then you, like, keep it up, and it's, like, some really interesting stuff. He was like, so that sounds kind of cool.
Dude, and, like, I saw the video, I saw he has, like, jump cancels and the, like, EX.
Yeah, so he has a parry, his V-skill's parry, and then you can follow it up if you want to with either a punch that knocks down or a kick that launches. And that kick, you can jump cancel.
Okay.
And you don't have to follow it up. If it's something like laggy, like a Nash moonsault or whatever, you can just punish. But if you want to, you can also do the much quicker thing. But the parry is like Ryu's, except that you can't do multiple. You can only do one parry.
Oh, okay,
and then something else happens. You either get the launch or whatever, or you just don't do another one. So interesting V skill. He has air fireballs. You have double air fireballs if you're in V trigger. So you, like the guy I was talking about was saying that one of the angles is crazy. It's like it lands like such a shield, like it almost vertical in front of him.
I mean, that's
so like as you're landing, it's like you're just protected.
Right. That seems kind of good.
It seems super good, but
right.
it is in V trigger, so you know, okay. And the demon flip shenanigans look like they're pretty cool. EX demon flip hits on the way up.
Yeah, I saw.
So
Yeah,
you can like
okay,
make some cool juggles with it.
Dude, he has Sean's uppercut. He has the dunk at the end of the uppercut.
He has dunk in V trigger.
Yeah.
V trigger only.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay,
Yeah, regular Dragon Punch is not like that, but V trigger
got
Dragon Punch is like that with the dunk. And apparently his walk speed is like okay, you know, not fantastic. He does have combos like short hurricane into sweep, short hurricane into uppercut. All that stuff is like the fundamentals are still there. You know, they didn't change him that much.
He looks like he could be fun. He might be that execution character that people have been looking for, and there are pictures of Tokido using that character, and he has like the Tokido smirk on his face. It's like a smile. It's not really a smile, but like you can see the gears in his head just like spinning and just like. I think it was a lot of like how I felt when I started using Johnny and Revelator. It was just like, oh, God, it feels so good.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, this is just right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, 875 health is what he had at this. Now, I don't know if that's all going to be final. Nobody I talked with would tell me either way for sure. So we'll have to see how he is when he comes out. But yeah, he seemed like a really interesting character. A lot of people spent time playing him. The lines were really long, predictably, but he did seem cool.
So here we go. This is the actual Akuma here, but these are the silhouettes here. And look, it's really hard to say who any of these guys are, right? This one, actually, I joked it looked like Gold Lightan because I thought it really did look like Gold Lightan.
What? Really?
Yeah, because like that's the forehead of Gold Lightan, and it looks like a giant like square body.
I don't think so. Yeah. What?
I mean, it looked kind of like it to me. Anyway. But everyone says it looks like Helen.
Yeah,
from the story mode.
Yeah,
but
yeah. No, I've seen pictures of it.
Okay. So that one seems maybe
the Russian
close.
lady, right?
Yeah. The other ones, it's hard to tell.
Like
Everyone
that really
says
looks like Sagat, the second one.
Second one, you think it looks like Sagat?
I really think it looks like Sagat in the pose. With a bald head, you can see the ear, which you can always see in Sagat's poses. His he always has that kind of tapered look. I don't know, it just looks like him to me. But
this one, everyone says looks like Garuda, and he definitely looks like Garuda. But I think it's gonna be. I joke that it's gonna be Nakali's like evil brother or something like that, or good brother.
Neruda.
I was gonna call him Uriali, because it would have been like Ken spelled backwards as neck, right? So I changed Ryu spelled backwards to be Uriali. But nobody caught that in my tweet.
I think you're going
It was too complex.
A little too much.
It was too complex. So.
It's his brother, Sogat. New to the Street Fighter universe.
I kept joking there's going to be a good Sagat with like no eye patch or something like that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he never got Dragon Punched. Then the fourth one looks kind of like one of those, those pictures that they put out on the CFN.
Yeah,
There's like
the
all these
portable,
other characters. It does look like one of them. There's some woman who has some weapon.
You're talking about Satsuki, right? One of the dolls, right?
Okay, I don't know.
Dude, how do you not know the dolls?
No, I know. I mean,
it's like a narrow.
I thought that they were all months.
Yeah,
Satsuki,
is one of the ones that was not named after a month.
Ah.
One of the only ones.
Excuse
Yeah.
me. Mabi.
Mars, Abriyun. Come on, you don't know all these characters here. Shayu, Genyu,
No.
Julie,
I know those.
Satsuki.
Why did they come up with this gimmick after they did Cammy? Because Cammy is definitely not.
I don't know.
And then the third guy looks like he could be another one of those characters from the CFN, like the big old bowl-shaped, ball-shaped guy.
I think I'm hoping it's Sodam.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah, but if it's a brand new character, I've seen that link before with those silhouettes, and I didn't like those matches. Only Helen was the only one that really.
Oh yeah, let me see this. Let me look this.
Helen's
guy.
the only one that
Oh, are you serious? You got to click all the way through. I'm not looking at this.
Oh really?
Not looking at it. It's impossible. Nope.
Yeah.
You're not gonna do it.
Screw that, dude.
Sorry, y'all.
Yeah. Okay. Dude, I really don't want them to put Hager in a Street Fighter game. I never want them to put Hager in there, because he is a former Street Fighter champion. He's played a long time ago, and he was the best.
Yeah.
Like, story-wise, he would have to be the best. But I'm the best.
You're the best.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
What's that from? That sounds familiar.
That's that Kobe Bryant Kanye West
commercial.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
What the does that mean, Kobe Bryant? You're welcome. What the fuck does that mean? That's the greatest commercial, dude.
Yeah, Garuda I can see for the far right.
Yeah,
but, so what do you think about Akuma's look? Is this the thing that you were talking about? Okay, that's better. That's much more acceptable to me.
Let me do this real quick. Shrink it down a little bit. So these are the costumes that people are saying that look like they kind of match here.
Yeah, here's that ball-shaped guy.
Yeah, so that's a Delta Red member. That's a Delta Red squad member. I just really, I don't know.
Oh, you don't got that? Oh, he has. I see. He has the technical organic virus on his right arm.
Oh, you mean this thing here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Why does he have cable arm?
But Guile's, military boss, obviously, they're saying that might be him. Satsuki, I'm not even convinced that looks like Satsuki.
You don't think really?
Yeah. I mean, she also has this little thing hanging off the side here.
Is she like a bee? What's
see this thing right here?
Yeah. Okay, then go down.
Okay.
Don't you think it could just be one of the a weapon or something?
I don't know.
Or just some weird protrusion of her
Could
little
be.
wraparound jacket there?
But I mean, Garuda obviously looks really close, but I just can't imagine that being Garuda. Why how are you going to have to figure out a way to put Garuda in story-wise,
What's Garuda's deal?
He's the boss. He's their boss of the Street Fighter EX series, basically. He's their boss. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not convinced on a lot of those.
Yeah, we'll see. I do hope that. I mean, I've always said that I want new characters, right? And that is definitely true. But I also feel like Capcom should not cater to me all the time, because I know I'm not the typical dude.
Mm-hmm. Otherwise, we'd end up with 12 in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Nobody would want that. That's just probably true. Nobody's gonna be 12. I gotta go out and buy this game right now. I've always wanted to see 12 again. That's
Dude,
5
no,
people.
you know what? When 12 shows up, everybody will be like, "Oh my God, 12's in it! He's my favorite character!" They always talk about with Mika and everybody else. Yeah,
that might be right. Nobody talked about Mika. You, Olaf,
and Crack Prawn.
Yeah, okay. I've met maybe 5 people in my life who cared about Mika as a character until this game came out.
Yeah, and then before it came out, everyone was like, "Yo, oh my God, Mika, I'm so hyped!" And it's
So they should probably put in some existing characters just to get people interested.
What if there's gonna be a season 2.5? What if these come out in the first half of the year? And then,
that would okay.
I mean, that would be dream wish. That would be wow, that would be a pipe dream. But actually, Hager would be the pipe dream. So.
Ooh, hi. how do I know the techno-organic virus and Cable lore, but not Mega Man X? Like I told you, I'm cool with lore. I'm a big lore head, okay? But I just think a lot of things suck.
So you don't know about Zero and his girlfriend dying? And him going, what am I fighting for?
I do know about that.
It's so terrible. Oh my god, it's so
But
bad.
yeah, I just think a lot of things suck, so... anyway.
Okay.
So, as far as Season 2 goes, more substantially, they are going to change some characters and some game engine stuff, right? So it's not going to be the same game coming December 20th. Those characters were available, like that game was available at the PSX. Again, is that the final version? I don't know, but there were many changes.
Yeah. And what do you feel about those changes so far? In fact, Rift Tripper talks about it. How do you feel about nerfing meterless DPs?
Yeah, I gotta be honest, I don't like a lot of the announced changes.
I hate it. I hate the nerfed DPs.
Yeah, I really don't like that at all. I feel like... So what I want is uniqueness, right? I want unique characters, both with respect to other games and also with respect to each other in the game. And so I feel like that change makes the characters play more similarly because some characters no longer have escapes.
And I think it's kind of weird because it's like everyone was mad unless you had an uppercut because characters like Mika had these 50-50s and it was literally a 50-50. If you have a command throw and a safe on block move that crush counters and stuff like that, like Alex does, right? Alex could become the new Mika. I heard his Torch Fierce is like +6 now, so you can do like that and like strong and everything. So like if you're gonna do that and people are saying, man, the only way to fight those characters is put people with uppercuts, then give more people uppercuts, because then there's more of a 50-50 on wake up, and you have this entire crush counter mechanic that basically makes it so that it's the worst option possible.
Yeah, if somebody wants to take the risk of losing a third to a half of their life to get me off of them, I think that's totally reasonable. In fact, I like that. I think that's a cool calculation that you have to make. But if they no longer effectively have that option, then you have nerfed the mechanic of crush counter punishing dragon punches. Like, so it's not the case that I wanted everybody to have dragon punches. I just wanted to maintain the current ones. I didn't see any problem with those, to be honest. I did see problems with those characters because many of them were the top tiers. But it's not that. It's that they have everything. So change some things. Maybe you take one of them's dragon punch away. I don't know. But like change something about them rather than that.
Yeah, I mean, so Deep Blue Reason asks a great question. Wouldn't giving more characters uppercuts also be making characters more similar? But the thing about it is, 4 out of 22 characters have an uppercut.
Meterless, invincible uppercut.
And so taking them away makes 4 of the characters like the other 18.
Yeah.
Maybe giving like 7 more characters uppercuts would make 11 characters out of 22, not including the Season 5 characters with uppercuts.
I don't get mad.
And plus another thing is you could also change the amount of startup frames on uppercuts. You can do all sorts of things with uppercuts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like for example in Super Turbo, Honda Balrog, very safe jumpable because their uppercuts are super slow. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of things that you can do with tweaking uppercuts to make them different.
Right.
Not giving anyone an uppercut, there's no way to tweak that so that they're all different because they all have nothing.
Yeah, now it's like half of the cast or whatever the number is, I don't know to be precise, will have meter intensive ways to get out. They'll have EXs that are invincible, but not meterless. I feel like that is more just...
Like, I would just make it so
less unique.
Make Gal's flash kick an uppercut. Make Jury's roundhouse pinwheel an uppercut.
That's fine. I mean, look, Guile already has EX. That's cool. Like, I just didn't see a need to change any of that stuff. And what I really wanted was that they would have learned from a year. And of course, I'm sure they've been working on these changes the whole time. It's not like they've just started that process. It's going to be finished soon. But I wanted them to have changed as few things as possible while fixing those few things that were issues. I wanted them to maintain uniqueness, and I wanted them to maintain fun, but I feel like getting rid of dragon punches is one way to make them less unique. And some of the changes seem like they are going to make things less fun. Nash isn't going to move around as much anymore. His dashes are worse, and the MK Scythe is worse. People found him fun because of the movement. Mika doesn't have the Irish whip that bounces on the invisible wall anymore.
In mid-screen.
That was fun. Okay, some aspect of that probably should have been nerfed. Whatever part of it is, that or the EX Blood afterward, whatever.
But that was super unique.
But it was unique and fun.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't want that stuff to go away.
Right.
I want the uniqueness highlighted. Zangief's buff, all that I know about so far, there might be something else, but all I know about so far is that Lariat can combo from farther away against crouching people, and you cannot back roll afterward. That's what I was told, and there was a video of somebody back rolling it anyway, but somebody from Capcom told me that that's the change. That makes him more like combo characters rather than a stronger grappler, which I wanted to highlight. So that's my issue with how it's being changed. That wasn't it for Mika. Also, just the forward strong clap is like -6.
Punishable, and crouching fears cannot be
Crouching Fierce is
positive.
bad, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of weird things. I did see the gray health
Yeah,
speed
I was going
recovery
to ask
change.
you. I was going to
Big
ask you
change.
about that one. Yeah, because that's a huge change.
So that I like on its own if it were part of everything else that I wanted. Getting rid of meterless reversals plus making the penalty for blocking bigger seems like a bad idea to me, just because you're going to be more worried about blocking, but they've taken away one of the ways that you wouldn't block, so that seems like it's incongruous.
I almost kind of want invincible backdashes back, like part of that, but make it so that they're very crush counterable, right? Because they're already crush counterable, so if you call it out and I hit it with a roundhouse, like if I option select
like
roundhouse,
you waited a few frames for the
yeah,
invincibility
then
to
I
wear
will
off.
just get like a ton of damage. But I don't know. I just feel like the defensive options are really low. I mean, I don't really want invincible backdashes back, but it's just like there's just a lot of people are saying that defense is suffering really badly in this game. And,
Yeah, it feels like they're nerfing defense to some extent.
Now-
That said, throws mid-screen won't be like you have worse meaty situations afterward. You don't have
Right.
as much advantage as the person throwing. So that kind of resets the situation. That plus gray damage recovering slower does make sense to me.
Right.
Because if you just made it so that throws were worse, then people would just take the throw mid-screen all day and not worry about it. But since gray damage recovers more slowly, you are more worried about taking the throw because you have presumably more gray damage built up. So it's more worrying. That makes sense. But I feel like the lack of reversals is not.
I
doesn't
like
make
the
sense.
gray damage mechanic a
Yeah, me
lot
too.
because I think then characters like Bison become scarier, Dawson becomes scarier.
Yes.
Because now Bison has a reason to just sit there and go stand medium kick, stand medium kick, stand medium kick, scissor kick. Go ahead and block me all day because
Right.
then I get one throw and you die.
I felt like that was what they were going for in the original
Yeah,
design, so that seems better now. Cammy, even if she's going to get some other nerfs, she's so good at building gray damage. Fang apparently is better. We heard today that the V skill stacks. V skill poison stacks. Again, I haven't seen this myself, can't independently confirm, but that's what we've heard. And if that's true, then that makes gray damage much more important for him. There's a lot of cool things that you can do with that.
That's actually not even true. I am anti-green hand for Zangief.
Me too.
And I am a Zangief fan. I've always been a
Me too.
Zangief fan. And in fact, my favorite version of Zangief is Hyper Fighting, where he had no green hand.
Indeed, he was a grappler.
Yeah.
In the old school grappler way
Exactly.
of I want to grab you. Okay, so what I wanted for Geef, by the way, I wrote up this whole extensive wish list for changes, and I've been working on it slowly over the past 4 months.
Okay.
Like every once in a while, I'd be like, "Oh, cool change," and I write it down, and then I go in and edit it later. So now I have this whole doc that is worthless. I was planning to publish it yesterday. Because I figured after Capcom Cup season's over, I'm gonna do this. But they had already announced season 2 changes, so I was like, this is useless.
Okay.
But in any case, what I wanted for Geef was to buff the grabs.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like his combos, I feel like they're supposed to be bad.
Right.
Like he's the opposite of a Mika Laura. Those characters, if they grab you, that is the worst situation.
Right, yeah.
Right? They want to hit you instead because that's where their real damage and stun and setups come from. Geef is the opposite. If he has to hit you, okay, right, he'd rather not. He'd rather grab you. So the hits are there to make you be grabbed.
Right.
That's what I wanted them to buff.
Yeah, it's like I said, I just
So
want...
that'd be unique.
All you need to do is buff his footsies a little bit, right? So make it so, for example, back fierce, full body armor, right? I think that would be good. Or I'm sorry, not back fierce, but just standard
Charge fierce, yeah.
right? And then I said make his crouch fierce, offensive crouch fierce, and give him a crouching long range punch that doesn't have armor. But that way he has a mid-range poke that can discourage people from hitting buttons. and has a good crush counter. And then even against Alsum, I could throw it out, and if he throws out a standing medium kick or a standing strong punch, I can priority system crush counter it, kind of like Nikali sweep and stuff like that. I think that's what Zangief was missing, is a good straight poke. But the thing is, I don't want it to be fast. I don't want it to be ST standing medium kick because then it's too good. So if you just give him this really slow one that's very whiff punishable, at least it's something that now you have to think about, and it just kind of gives him another option.
Yeah, okay, I think that would make sense.
Yeah.
But I really like the idea of tanky Geef, of like, not a defensive powerhouse, but he's just good at moving through and slowly, and then the payoff is my grab does 300 damage, right? Like, Hugo in SF4 and Ultra SF4 had a combo that I think was 320 damage or something like that of Meat Squasher into Stand Strong. Maybe it was more than that. Honestly, I don't recall. It was 300 something. So that is not an inherently busted idea.
Right.
I wanted just damaging grabs. You know?
Right.
I don't know. Maybe that came too. I don't know what. Maybe he got buffed.
I mean, like, I don't want Geef to be like super good because I always think it's dangerous. But like,
it's fine.
Yeah, but he's a little deficient right now. He's not to the point where I feel like he is a struggle.
And even if he did get buffed otherwise, they have to have made some changes to the V skill, as Clack 14 says, because gray damage recovering more slowly means that absorbing with the V skill is a worse idea.
Right.
Yeah.
But of course, all of this is tentative because who knows what's actually going to happen when season 2 comes out.
So it's like we can only talk about these changes so much without knowing.
Right. And plus the other cool thing about it is, honestly, because they're releasing it so early, which I'm happy about. Because they're releasing it so early, that means by the time the CPT season starts in March, if it starts in the same time as usual, if it's not good, they can put out a patch in February and then run the new patch for a month. So they could try it. They could do like this DP thing and then be like, oh, this isn't working out. Let's patch it before the season starts. Now the season starts. Now we won't patch it again until season 3. And I think that would be a great idea. Like, use the first 3 months as like a testing ground, an experimental ground of big system changes, and then see how it works out, and then tweak it from there, and then let's rock with season 2.
That makes sense.
I think that would work.
Yeah, it's hard to talk about more without concrete info, but December 20th, they're going to be putting the new stuff out.
Yep.
We'll get to try it out then.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all I guess I have for Street Fighter V Season 2, unless you have anything else you want to talk about. Yeah.
Awesome sounds like he might be okay.
Yeah, I mean, Champ said he played him a bunch and didn't like him at all, but, you know, again, this is, well, this wasn't that he said he could probably win more, but he doesn't think he's going to be top tier.
Yes, that's what he said.
But, regardless of all that, we're going to wait and see. It's coming out December 20th.
Yeah.
Which is way faster than I thought it was going to be. So, December 20th is going to be Season 2. It's going to be Akuma. We'll find out everything that's going on there. It'll be cool. And I'm totally fine with that. So, and we'll see how it turns out.
You know, Adam Barnett on Twitter says he thinks the second silhouette is Kazuya. So that was a joke that I made, was like, maybe the fact that they say brand new to the Street Fighter universe means that it's a Tekken character. But having already been in Street Fighter Cross Tekken, isn't he actually a veteran of the Street Fighter universe?
That's true. Yeah, maybe they'll throw in like a Power Stone character. Oh man.
Alright, well, anything else to say about this?
No, that's all I really have. In terms of games and event news, all I really have is that I think Frosty Faustings is getting $1,000 pop bonus for Skullgirls. And that.
Oh, nice.
And then NEC is not this weekend, but the following weekend, so that should be pretty exciting. It'll be basically the last tournament before Season 2 comes out. And then also for games, KOF has that new patch coming out, the 1.10 patch, which is the visual upgrade patch. And it was said that it's going to have no balance patches on there.
Oh, okay.
No balance changes. It is just a visual improvement. And it does look a lot better. I didn't get a chance to see it in motion at the PlayStation Experience.
Was that the updated version?
I think so, yeah. I think it was there.
I was not impressed.
Oh, really?
If that's the case.
It looked the same, pretty much, or?
Just not great. I don't know. It looked fine, I guess.
Okay.
It's like not remarkable. But what I spent more time watching when I was at the SNK booth was Garo, Mark of the Wolves.
Oh, sick! That's right. That came out too. Yeah. So.
That's gonna be cool.
Oh, it was also cool. We should also mention that Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite said that it was going to come out on PlayStation and then eventually on Xbox One and PC.
Which one's that? Infinite?
Marvel vs. Capcom.
What about
Infinite.
Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3?
Yeah, everybody says that the game feels really smooth right now, that the loading is super fast.
Yeah.
I haven't downloaded it yet, but I will download it very soon.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, there's a slight delay on supers, but like it doesn't affect anything. It's not even like the super slows down. It's the freeze. You know how it flashes and then the guy comes in. It's like 4 frames slower and affects nothing. Like Angelic says, he's been messing with it a lot and it feels great, so it's not a problem at all. So,
Yeah, I heard the netcode is not good.
yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Well, they didn't change the netcode at all. So.
Yeah, man, I'd love to play some Garo. It's been forever.
Oh yeah, Proving Grounds 2 was announced on the ESPN broadcast. It was a commercial. They said 12 cities. They didn't name which cities or anything like that, but there was a commercial for it on TV, which was super cool to see.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, that was super cool to see. So.
Guess who I played in Garo?
Tizok?
Sometimes.
Wow, okay. Who else would you have played?
This was before my big boy grappler fetish.
Oh, really? Freeman. Oh, he was the big karate dude, right? Or
no, he was Carmine.
Oh, okay.
Like you know Carmine in
Uniel, right?
Yeah, he looks almost the same.
Okay. Let me look him up.
You're gonna look him up.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You've seen him,
Yeah. I mean, I've seen
that dude. He's so cool looking.
I've seen a bunch of combo videos.
So I told Gibby this. Gibby was like, why do you always do that to yourself? Because he's bad.
Oh, is he? Oh man, that sucks.
But what happened was I picked up Q at like the same time as I picked up Freeman. That was like the same time for me. I didn't know that either of them was bad at the time.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Only I had known.
And then you learned your lesson in Street Fighter V. You made Sim, Fang, and Zangief.
Genius. Look, I've always said if I competed in this game, it would not be with those characters. It would not be with those characters. Oh my gosh.
Oh man. Okay. Well, that's all I have. There was some bad news. That's right. Longtime community member of the FGC, Shatterstar, passed away recently.
Oh no.
He had been battling cancer for a very long time. Bishop Wagner passed away of cancer, and yeah, I remember seeing his name on the SRK forums all the time. He was a very active member there. So shout outs to his family, thoughts and prayers to his family. So. Oh, nice. Okay. Trying to figure out.
This is a cat.
Yeah. It looks like I'm driving a Mario Kart, yeah.
Is it a Mario? Oh, is this Double Dash?
I think so, yeah. So it's me with Cammy on the back.
Oh, and then, like, is this a block that you're going to throw at somebody in the middle of the street?
The Ultra Gen block.
Wow, that's very cool drawing.
Yeah.
Somebody please remind me who did that, because I clicked on it randomly in the chat. And it's a cool picture of James as, like, a Mario Kart driver.
It's my Luigi laugh. So.
Alright. What else we got?
That's all I have, so, unless you have anything else that you want to talk about, but, next, I'm sure, so next week is going to be the 13th,
yeah,
and then the 20th will be the day. I don't know if we'll do an episode on the 20th, but maybe we can just kind of do a season 1 recap or something like that.
I think that would be a good idea. Yeah, wrap things up. I'd like to, like, talk about maybe, like, what our final tier list is.
Yeah, so we can see how that all works out. Hopefully the Steves will be back on the 20th.
Yeah.
Because they won't be back next week yet, because I'm pretty sure they're there for longer than a week.
Oh, okay.
So they're there for like, I think Sajam said he was going to be there for like 9 days or something like that. So
wow,
we'll see.
Steve's going for Tekken, right?
Yeah,
and
Steve's going for Tekken.
Is just
he's just going
living the life
because
of
Rip
international traveler.
Yeah, exactly. Because Rip and everybody else is going. So Rip and Tasty and Markman and everybody are going. So.
What a time in your life, you know, those early 20s. You're not tied down by anything. Go do nut stuff. Yeah. Go crazy.
I'm like, even if I was like, hey, you know what, I could afford, because the tickets to Japan right now aren't super expensive.
Meaning?
Like $750 or something like that, right? Like, I could theoretically do it right now, but like, I can't do that. Like, I need to plan out these trips, you know what I mean? I couldn't be like, you know what? I'm buying a ticket 12 hours later, going to Japan. Like, I don't think I could do that. So, I mean, some people are talking about Soul Calibur 6. I saw a new Soul Calibur announcement. It was for the pachinko machine, so I don't.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Soul Calibur, eh?
Yeah.
I played that game in earlier versions of it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. There was also Sonic Fox calling out Marvel players. Saying that Marvel players will never beat me in Skullgirls. And I think Yipes and Justin Wong might be looking into trying to take him up on that. Which would actually be really sick. Really sick.
Or they could just play Marvel 3 together, where it's... I don't know if that's really the same, though.
No, not quite.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, that's... I just don't know if it's like saying, like, I'm a Marvel player in, like, the classic sense of...
Right,
like,
yeah.
We've always... That's always meant something, even though the games are all different from each other. But there's, like, these general things that are always the same.
Right.
Now they're not going to be. Now they're not going to be at all.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's a fun game, but it just looks very different. Sonic Fox announced his departure from Team CR.
Oh, really? Oh, no. Okay.
I mean, shout outs to Team CR for having sponsored him well.
Right.
But that kid could get on the fanciest of esports teams if he wants to, if that matters to him.
Yeah. Okay.
Alrighty. Well, I guess that's about it then. Oh, did you... Were there any...
That's right. So Nitro Plus Blasters PC came out, or is coming out in a couple of days. And Guilty Gear Revelator was also announced on PC. That is coming out on the 14th. That's really, really, really cool.
Allow us to ask you questions. What time is it?
It's almost 10
You do
o'clock.
that for 8 minutes?
I mean, like, it'll be like 3 questions we'll probably end up answering.
Maybe we could just take them rapid fire.
Just type something in the chat. And for the next 8 minutes, just make sure you type @jchensor. Just because that'll be the one that I'll see the easiest. So.
Okay, what do we got?
All right, questions for 8 minutes. Let's do this. I guess there's no questions.
No questions. Got it.
Tekken King of Iron Fist Tournament Worlds this Saturday, of course.
Yeah, that's what Steve is there for.
Yeah, and a Guilty Gear 2 out of 3 elimination tournament for Mikado this Sunday. Shout out to Majin Obama for letting us know.
Sick.
Yeah, the is the King of the Iron Fist Tournament Worlds the one in Korea? No, I think because that's Japan is having their finals, and then it's going to be Korea for the Worlds, I think, or is Japan the Worlds? So,
I told Ricky that So how's our makeup game improving? I told Ricky that I used makeup, and she was like, "All right, nice work." Yeah. She was happy about it.
So Johnny Bakes asks, boxers or briefs?
Briefs.
Okay.
Wait, boxer briefs.
Boxer briefs.
Yes.
Okay. Favorite type of cat?
Domestic short hair. That's all I got.
Burmese. There you go. Thoughts on the Smashbox ban? Terrible idea. Why did Capcom do it with SF2 style holds?
Ooh, probably because it's kind of stupid.
Yeah, it's just like.
Why did Marvel 3 keep mashed supers is the better question.
Right.
Like, why is that a cool mechanic?
Yeah. Who do you feel were the most OP characters, Street Fighters of all time? CE Dictator? Yes, that's the answer.
ST Akuma?
Yeah, ST Akuma. Yeah.
One of those two.
Yeah. Well, ST Akuma's way more broken, for sure, than CE Bison. So.
Okay. Why does David hate Cody? I never even think about Cody. Cody doesn't matter to me.
You hate Cody?
No. It's not hate, it's just I haven't thought about him in forever.
Watch the Final Fight episode of the Street Fighter cartoon where Cody's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go rescue Jessica!" Ah! And then like Ken and Ryu at the end are like, maybe she loves him because he has a warrior's heart. And it was like, what? Like everything that he did in that episode had nothing. Oh God, it's so terrible.
All right.
Why is Ibuki going to be the best in the game in Season 2? Because she's not.
Because EX Air Kunai is the best move in the game, and they gave her EX reload so that she gets more kunais and access to the best move in the game more often.
Okay. They also announced the Last Chance qualifier for Capcom 2017. Yeah, that's going to be a year later.
That'll be at Capcom Cup itself.
Yeah. Let's go, Ricky! Okay.
Indeed. By the way, I was shouting "Let's Go" Duo a lot too, but I guess that wasn't as loud. I don't know. Akuma's V-skill is not a parry, it's armor. He takes Grey Life. Oh.
Okay, there you go. Overwatch Christmas event starts next week.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I wonder if it's just going to be bikinis and cowboy. It's not gonna be. It's gonna be something sick. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I know, right? What changes would you like to see to SF5's lowest tier characters? Too long of an answer. How do you deal with game fatigue?
Play other games.
What do you think of Death Stranding trailer by Kojima?
Looks cool.
Didn't tell me anything, but
Also true.
Mads is in it, who was just in the Doctor Strange movie, but he will always be Lashif from Casino Royale to me. So I know what you're talking about. When I was watching Doctor Strange, like I couldn't not see Lashif the whole time. Capcom will have last chance. Yeah, okay, blah blah blah. What do you think about SNK supporting their game the way they are? They need to do a better job.
Yes.
Furin Kazan, please kiss me.
Boy.
There you go. Thoughts on Smashbox being banned? I said that
Stupid.
sucks. How will US do at EVO Japan? Depends on the games.
That's true.
MvC Infinite Wishlist. Lin Kurosawa. Do you think MvC 3 on PS4 might revitalize the scene?
Might be at EVO.
I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah.
How many characters in season 2 will be top 5 tier wise? Who knows? You guys probably gonna play any old games for Xmas special? I may play Last Guardian, or maybe start Final Fantasy 15. Or something. We'll see.
You talk about how everyone has an EX DP, you should just have an invincible meterless DP instead, but what about characters with no reversals whatsoever? Wouldn't that just make them absolutely dumpster tier compared to the rest? They're already like that, but they could be buffed in other interesting ways.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think it's a necessary thing to have. So, and like I said, sometimes you die when you try it. Japan Tekken already happened. Okay, the Worlds is this weekend. Okay, let's go, Ricky!
Lore? The lore is that I've known Ricky for 15 years, and she's very good, and I was supporting her.
Yeah, so you were shouting that, and apparently that's all you could hear on the TV broadcast and on the stream. Was "Let's Go Ricky" from someone. We're not sure if it's David.
Yeah, again, I wasn't the only person saying
that. But we're just assuming it is David because
I don't know, man.
More entertaining that way.
Yeah.
Sleeper player who will do amazing in season 2. I'm gonna say
cool kid.
Who?
The cool kid.
I say Rathmatics.
Why don't they let you commentate top 8? I don't know.
They wanted us to do the analyst desk. They really wanted to see how we would do in the analyst desk.
Also, we did like 8 hours of commentary the day before, so I wasn't as annoyed about not doing top 8 as I expected, because I was fatigued, to be honest.
Should Namco even release Tekken Cross Street Fighter? No. Thoughts about the new fighting game Fantasy Strike? I don't know anything about it.
Isn't that the one where you tech throws by pressing nothing?
Yeah, it's the Yomi counter or whatever. I didn't get a chance to try it. Power Stone is a really fun party game. Very, very fun party game. Nintendo versus Capcom, no point. Why isn't Rashid in MVCI? Why would he be?
But he might be.
Favorite
Hamantaschen. Oh, I should have let you read that word. Too late. Favorite Hamantaschen feeling.
Favorite Hamantaz Chen feeling.
Taz Chen.
Yeah.
Poppy seed.
Does Do qualify for CapCup 2017 because he won this year? Probably, because it's going to be the same game.
Probably.
They changed the input delay to 4 frames. I don't know. It would be sick.
He says that's a declarative sentence.
Is that true, GTO Akira?
It says, they changed the input delay to 4 frames.
Look, GTO Akira usually gives us great information.
Indeed.
And so I'm curious to see if that's true. The guy shouting, "Let's go, Ricky," sounded like CJ Showstopper.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, like I said, I didn't know if it's me.
When you bring back your lawyer talk show?
Now that I'm all settled in the new place where I live, probably pretty soon. Thank you.
Does P equal NP? No, P equals NP. Why did they have the Europe commentators instead of you guys? We talked about that just a little bit. What SF costumes do you want in Overwatch?
None.
None, because they would all be terrible. What one mechanic would you want in MvCI? Assists. When will you guys come back to the Discord?
The Discord, eh?
The Discord? I don't know.
Whatever.
The Last of Us Part 2 video thoughts. I saw it. I never played Last of Us. I didn't like Uncharted 1 and 2, so I am the wrong person to talk to, and now we are probably going to get so many people to stop following.
I never played it.
Yeah. What do you want to see Casino Royale guy in Street Fighter?
Would you want to see Casino Royale guy?
I mean, he's a pretty creeper guy, dude, so.
He has a good evil villain face,
Yes.
that's for sure.
Will you get a Project Scorpio? No. They fixed the input delay in season 2. It's now 4 frames. They just announced that? Is that true?
I hope that's real.
That's huge.
That is a big difference.
That changes the game a lot.
Okay.
What is my game of the year? I've barely played anything this year.
World of Warcraft Legion.
I've barely
does that count?
played anything.
That or Overwatch?
Yeah.
Wait, did SF5 come out this year? Yeah, I guess. Overwatch.
Why was the audio so bad at Capcom Cup? Don't ask me. That
Yeah.
is a Seglia question. I thought I saw something where Akuma was not going to be the only one released on the 20th. I have no idea.
When will I do more commentary on commentary? Probably now.
Yeah. Do you think Street Fighter
right
5
now.
is a complete game now? No. Tatsu versus Tsujita. I just had Tatsu this morning for lunch, actually. No,
What?
yesterday for lunch.
Yo, I was with you.
Yeah. But I do like Tsujita more. But Tatsu Bold Ramen is super good. So, yes, Nitro Plus Blaster is having a cross promotion with Skullgirls. After the success, standard Freudian slip. After the success of SFV cross-platform play, how disappointing is that Revelator won't be?
Oh, that's too bad.
It's really a shame.
But MKX is already not cross-platform, and that bugs me. So that'll bug me too.
Okay, David, you're fired.
What am I
I
fired
don't know
for?
why. The next player to get sponsored.
Sonic Fox.
Tokido. Not a question, but from Max Tweeter, the director of MvCI, is Norio Hirose. Apparently, he's programmed Puzzle Fighter, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, MSH vs. Street Fighter, Project Justin Kazo. Okay, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Most anticipated tourney for 2017, Evo or Combo Breaker, right?
Oh, good list.
Yeah. Why have the other commentators in Capcom Cup topic? We already answered that question. Will MvCI be a part of the Pro Tour? Have tournament support? I can't see why it won't.
Hope so.
No Project Scorpio. Crossplay for MvCI, hopefully.
Yeah.
What about a 4-frame SPD for Zangief?
Not even a noticeable Band-Aid.
Yeah, I want it even faster, to be honest with you. I
Yeah,
don't like a
EX. If
5-frame
EX
SPD.
is 2 or 3, then that's fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair enough. Did ESPN censor Armika's outfit again? Yes.
Did they?
Yeah, they were loading the other costumes on beforehand. Like, even I think Cammy's default costume was banned, which is crazy to me.
Wow, it's pretty skimpy.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, it's whatever, but it's pretty skimpy.
Who would get a new costume if you could design one? Cammy, because I hate all of her costumes right now.
Laura.
Yeah. Oh no, 100% you're right, Laura. Laura, I would do that because
Just call up Blizzard and say, hey, Blizz.
Yeah, I know, right? Make a good costume. So, not a question, but great job at the analyze desk.
Oh,
Thank
hey,
you.
wait, go back up. Cien, so GTO Akira says, confirmed by Cien, he directly asked the Capcom guy.
Wow.
Hey.
Okay.
4-frame input delay, much better, up to par with everything else.
Favorite anime?
Almost.
If you're talking about series, I can only answer Shingeki no Kyojin because Attack on Titan is literally the only anime series I've ever seen.
Sleeping Beauty.
If you're talking about movies, then it's going to be Spirited Away. Have you ever
Dumbo.
written something about the origins of FGC commentary?
Yes.
No, we've talked about it.
I think I have.
Tender Torture just resubscribed. Shout outs to him.
Why are you so handsome?
Why are we both so handsome? Because we're amazing.
Oh, I was hoping for a pun on the way that handsome was written. Handsome. S-U-M? Come on, you're not gonna make some gross sex joke? It's like perfect.
I probably could.
Yeah.
Are you guys hyped for Star Wars Rogue One?
I heard that it had to be reshot because it wasn't good enough at the start, so
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully,
I
it's
mean,
good.
I'm happy that it's Donnie Yen, right? Isn't it?
I don't know.
I'm super happy about that. So
What's my favorite Civ in Civ 6? I haven't played Civ 6 that much, and I'm
Okay.
proud of myself. But I would say Arabia.
Have I played Walking Dead Games Season 1 by Telltale Games? Yes, I have. I have not played Season 2 yet. Why was David's shirt during Capcom Top 8 so awesome?
Because it was partly off, because you could see all the way down this bad boy.
Why is Mike Ross so attractive to straight males? Because he is...
I saw him taking pictures with people afterward in a line. There was a line lined up to take pictures with Mike Ross. And I know that's the one thing in the world he hates most.
Master Micah says, should I buy Street Fighter 5? Up to you. Non-bomb or katsukuri? Katsukuri, especially
Non-bomb.
with pork.
Non-bomb tofu.
Should I go get some McDonald's right now? Absolutely. Get
Nah.
some fries.
Get coffee.
Yeah.
It's the best thing they have there.
I love you. Will you bum me? My bum is on your lips. My bum is on your lips.
What a reference.
And if you're just lucky, I might just give it a little kiss. And that's the message that we deliver to little kids.
Why you remember that song?
Dude,
Why would you memorize that song?
I have a lot of Eminem songs memorized. Don't ask me why. It's just... But that's the message that we deliver to little kids and expect them not to know what a woman's clitoris is. Well, of course they're going to know what intercourse is by the time they hit 4th grade. They got the Discovery Channel.
Oh, yeah, this is your karaoke repertoire.
Okay, anyways, I'm done.
All right. Would you rather Sigma or Sigma makes it into MvCI?
Sigma or Sigma? Well, he's probably going to be a boss. I don't think he's going to be playable. Dude, I have tried to memorize Rap God. That is way too hard. That is so hard. So that's really hard. I've tried. Seriously, I'm working on it. So okay, all right. I'm done. Let's call it a night.
Okay.
All right. Thanks everybody for tuning in.
My neck's terrible. Thank you.
All right. Peace out, everybody. We will see you on the flip side. Peace.